I just keep reminding myself that I wanted to do this, but not right now particularly. I didn't. I'm 275 miles in on my solo trip to the Gulf of Mexico, and historic floods are catching up to me. Good morning. It is day 12, I think, and today is a big day because we're going to try to go 50 miles today. It is already raining, so it's not going to be perfect weather, and we're going to see how this goes. And I've already got my wet socks on and everything. It's about 8:15. Let's hit the water. Rain is out for now. I think it will be back this afternoon, but for now we have some nice overcast paddling temperatures. I do like to see the sun just because it makes me feel like I'm outside, but this overcast makes for really good paddling temperatures, so I'll take what I can get. So it is about 10 o'clock and I am almost out of water, so I really need to find this campground. We got a new PR for the biggest log going down the river, I think. Well, it's longer. The other one was a whole tree, so that was a little, probably bigger in area, but that's pretty big log right there. Operation Get More Water So I Don't Go Dry is a success. Got a full 5 gallons. Hello, cows. I am about halfway, just over halfway to my 50-mile mark, probably like mile 28 right now. It does look like the rest of the way is going to be a bit rainy, so I have that to look forward to. You know, the rain is really quite peaceful if you ignore the fact that you're getting wet. It's really not that hard to imagine how this turns into the Mississippi that I know. It could be because it's flooding, but it's pretty easy to imagine it. I just keep reminding myself that I wanted to do this, but not right now particularly. I didn't. But hey, it's all part of the adventure, I guess. Nothing like a good 50-mile day in the rain. What more could a man ask for? Nothing, I've got it all. I don't know if it's just the rain, but it really feels like the river is moving here. The rain probably makes it look like it more, but I feel like I'm constantly steering and adjusting. Got a whole tree floating down right here. I want to get away from that. I'm about 3 miles out. It's been a long day. I'm wet. My hands hurt, but I'm ready for camp. Good morning. It is day 13 on my trip to the ocean, and I still have about 2,000 miles left. Now this morning I am trying to dry out some of my stuff from yesterday's rain showers, and then we're going to go to the beautiful city of Brainerd, Minnesota. So today is going to be a little bit of a shorter day, shooting for around 22 miles, and we're going to make a pit stop in Brainerd and see what the city's like. Also, PSA, wear sunscreen, even on your hand when you're paddling, because that's what faces the sun, evidently. Getting a little bit of more open water paddling in this morning, which is funny because eventually this is literally just going to be like a small part of the Mississippi. close up on the bluff. Probably can't really see it. I am approaching the Brainerd Dam, which for some reason has a name other than the Brainerd Dam. Gonna stop for a little bit in Brainerd, hopefully get some food that is not of the instant variety, and like a restaurant, and maybe get some actual food too for the next few days. After this, I had some family friends pick me up in Brainerd, Minnesota, and take me to Culver's in a grocery store, so big shout out to them. This one looks a little bit more intimidating than the other ones, and it likes to get you nice and close. We are at port. Fox on the run. This dam put in is really sketching the out of me. Look how this water goes straight into the Thunderdome. So I need to just move it right up this right edge. But the waves vary so much that I need to really grind through it. Here we go. Come on. Push, push, push. Keep pushing. What we just went through. I mean, hopefully we're out of it. But there it is. There's the big old dam. It's gushing. Look how many turtles are on this log. I can't even count that high. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 15. Just about 15. It's a pretty high turtle count for one log. I think this may be the biggest bridge yet. I can say with confidence that it will not be the biggest of the trip. So I stopped right here to get my water out of the back, and we got some benches, porta potty. But then I looked up there. What the hell is going on up there? I feel like I'm inside of a Call of Duty map. Suspicious. We got steps. But it's like 4 feet off. Okay. Interesting. Suppose we'll do what we can, eh? I have found myself in a predicament. I have to get all my gear up here without letting my boat go out a 7 mile per hour current. That thing is moving, and it's moving right here too. We'll see how this goes. What is up? So today I made it about 20 miles, but more importantly, I got food, so I'm not gonna go hungry. Now the food I got Unfortunately, I was not really using my old noggin, and I did not get pre-cooked bratwurst, so we're gonna have to get a little bit of a fire going and get these bad boys going on the old spit. That looks delicious. All right, wish me luck. I did a little pre-boil, and now I'm gonna try to sear them on this bad boy. Now, this is gonna leave quite a large penetration hole, but they are quite girthy sausages. And here is a look at our finished product. Good. A lot better than the stuff I've been eating, that's for sure. Time for the shopping haul. We got bananas. I don't really know why I bought these. I was just looking for something a little bit more fresh than potato chips, which I also got, and maybe a little bit more fresh than ravioli, which is delicious, and I don't know why I didn't think of it earlier. We got the classics, the mac and cheese, switching it up from shells and cheese to your Kraft normal, except it's 3 cheese. I don't know how I feel about that, we'll see. And some chicken flavored Knorr pasta sides, okay? And on top of that, we also got some granola bars. What a fantastic day in the city of Brainerd, Minnesota. Well, folks, the sun is kind of, sort of, starting to go down, and I am pretty tired, even though I didn't go too far today. Tomorrow's going to be different. We got a big day ahead of us, and I'm going to get in the tent, do some reading, and see you on the flip side, blanksters. Alright, folks, it is day 14, I think. I had to look that up. 2 weeks out here already. 2 weeks, we've made it more than 300 miles, just shy of 400, I think. And today we're going to do even more. So today the goal is to get about 36 miles in, I think, and hopefully we get to a site that is as nice as this one, because this one was quite nice. You've got picnic tables, you've got fireplaces, and we've got the whole thing here to ourselves. So today we're going to a state park about 36 miles down the river on our way to the Gulf of Mexico. We are on the water, day 14. The river's moving. Let's do it. There is a military plane right on the other side of those trees. See if it gets high enough. I don't think it is. I think it's gonna stay low. Pretty cool. Like one of those helicopters. Believe it or not, it is like 10:30 in the morning. Oh, nice. I see beavers around. Giving a little splish splash for us. We seem to be going down a little bit of a rapid here. I wonder what this is like in normal conditions. Because we do have some little waves. I rode through a couple back there that were just about breaking. Probably doesn't look like much on the GoPro, but believe me, the river is moving down here. Gotta stay careful. I'm just waiting for something to materialize out of all these clouds. This weird lighting that I've been seeing all morning. And so I checked my phone because this morning it said that there were supposed to be thunderstorms at like 5 or so. And I was like, oh, I'll be to camp by then. Well, I just checked my phone and I have a new niece. But also, it said, yeah, there's gonna be some thunderstorms in the next hour and 2. So, I'm kind of just waiting. I'm also kind of hoping that the farther I go south, the more I evade them, because I looked where I was last night and it said 80% chance. And then I looked where I am right now and it said like 50, and then later there was more, so we'll see. Fast moving water today. Makes me a little nervous. Hasn't been a problem yet. I just don't really know. There's gonna be a really weird current takes me into something, you know. There's gonna be a big tree or a rock that's hidden that the current's going into. Those are all things that I want to avoid, so I'm trying to be very, very aware of where the current's going. Like over there, there's a lot of water rushing in. Little chop out here. Danger, keep out, dam ahead. That's where we're going. Man, a little bit low under here. Wouldn't like it to be much higher. Oh, we got a nasty headwind coming up right here. At the Little Falls Portage, I saw another kayaker, so I went into town and had a burger with him before continuing at this sort of sketchy dam put in. Ride this up and then turn, hopefully get a good look at what I'm going through. I think I got everything. About 6:30 and I'm still on the water. So basically, I was going through Little Falls and this other guy who I've kind of been leapfrogging waved me down and he's like, hey, let's go get lunch. And then he convinced me that we should go farther than where I was intending at someone who said that we could stay at their house. Well, he calls this guy and the guy's like, well, I don't really know what you're expecting of me. So now, we're just going to camp on the portage, I guess. And alas, we are paddling into a kind of strong headwind, so it's slow going. But hey, less miles for tomorrow. Alright, well, I ended up getting 40 miles in on the day. It was, well, it's a long story for a long day, but it makes tomorrow a little bit easier. Sleeping off the grid tonight wasn't my plan. Probably, hopefully not going to do it again, but it is what it is. Overall, great day, making progress, got some good food. Shout out to the people of Little Falls, Minnesota. Alright folks, it is day 15 and today's going to be a tough day. It might not be our longest day. It's only about 35 miles, but it is going to have 4 portages and some of those are quite long. Some of those trails are pretty bad, so it might be our toughest day. It is about 7 in the morning. We're getting an early start. Let's do it.
Man, these dams always look so much more intimidating than they are. The foam everywhere definitely doesn't help. Makes it look like there's some monsters lurking. I am absolutely hauling freight right now, which is good because I have 3 more portages and they're gonna take me a long time. But I get about a 20-mile stretch where I just paddle. And if it's like this the whole time, I think I'll be there in about 3 hours. I don't know if you can tell how much I'm zooming, but I am. And it's not like a dangerous fast either. It's just good, flat current. I am about 3 miles north of Sartell, making really good progress this morning, but man, it is starting to get hot, and I'm gonna get even hotter because I've got 3 portages coming up, bang, 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 so we'll see how they go.
I stopped in Sartell, Minnesota for another burger since there was a restaurant right on the portage route here.
GoPro's dead, so we're phone vlogging it. Made it to the Sauk Rapids portage. I'd like to come back and run it someday when I don't have my whole life in a boat. On this road. Yes, I'm sure you enjoy this stabilization. Brought to you by Samsung Galaxy. But yeah, beautiful day. A little warm out, mid-80s. But something I need to adapt to because it's going to be hot in the south. I made it through. Unfortunately, of course, the GoPro is dead right now. But it was a bit hairier than I was hoping. Wherever I put in at, I still had to run some rapids, and I was a little worried, but the boat actually handled it great. Turned pretty quickly too. There were a couple of big rocks that I was kind of going for, and hey, we're still out here, so I suppose, you know, maybe I could have walked down to see if the portage went any further. I don't think it did. There was a sign that said kayaking. I think it's just high. But hey, we made it, and I am gaining a lot of confidence with this boat. So, looking on the positive side. Sick bike path alert. Look at this thing. If the river was a few feet higher, you'd be able to go through the Mississippi River. Look at that. So cool. St. Cloud. Bike City, America. That's what people call it. We are back in action and on some riffles here. We are just departing St. Cloud. I have scavenged for a new battery. And look at us. I think we're on the right way. We are moving quite fine. There are a lot of islands in this part of the river. I wonder if that's a sign of things to come. I know down in Iowa there are quite a few, but it's not really the small islands like this. It's like a lot of time there's these huge islands in the middle that kind of split the river. So I'm curious about that. And yeah, it's been a really good day. It's warm. I stopped the kayak guy. The kayak guy was right behind me at one of the portages, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna go get some food. And I was like, well, I suppose I should probably, he bought me lunch yesterday, so I was like, all right, I'll get lunch today. And yeah, did a couple of portages, and I'm actually going farther than expected, so it's gonna be about a 43-mile day, I think. But it's a little warm out. I'm trying to adapt, and really enjoying it out here. I think that's about it. 2 days till the cities, until I get to see someone I know again. All right, so this might sound a little bit weird, but I think I just had the highlight of my trip so far, and it was this right here. It is an ice cold bush light. It's about 85 degrees out today, and this group of kayakers just went by. I just got into camp like 2 minutes before they paddled by out here, and they're like, "Oh, I was like, how's it going?" Like, "Oh, pretty good. Are you camping there, or are you just stopping to take a break?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm camping. You know, it's just one of my stops. I'm going to the Gulf." And they're like, "Oh shit, you need a beer?" And I was like, "Is it cold? I'll take a beer." So yeah, they pulled up. 2 of them were from Germany, and 2 of them were from St. Cloud. So shout out to those people. Absolutely made my day. All right, well, I just got off the phone with my brother. He's picking me up in a couple days once I get to Minneapolis, and he was telling me that they're expecting to be pretty much near record high flood there. Basically, he told me that it would probably be a good idea if, you know, I stayed off the river until like Tuesday, which is a week from now. Obviously, pretty big bummer. Trust him. He's water engineer. That's kind of his wheelhouse. So I guess I do trust him. I guess we'll see. I was pretty proud of the time that I was making, and taking 5 days off is really gonna stretch things. You know, I'm on a very limited schedule, and I really want to get this thing done, but I also don't want to put myself in any unnecessary danger. Kind of a bummer at the end of a really good day, but that's how it goes. We shall see what happens. Good morning. It is day 16 on my trip from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico. Today is going to be a long day, shooting for about 42 miles, and we are going to be entering the north side of the Minneapolis metro. Pretty nice day out. It seems like 70s and sunny, so can't complain about that. All right, the shades are on because the sun is out and there's not a cloud in the sky. I'm pretty excited for today because for the last year I've lived in the Twin Cities, and I've actually been up to the north side of the metro on the Mississippi to fish one time. So I think it's gonna be kind of cool to paddle through there. All right, we are about 10 miles in on the day, and it looks like the river is picking up, and we've got a little bit of a riffle here. Per usual, I'm gonna try to skirt around it as much as possible just because I got a lot of stuff in my boat. But as I have learned in the past couple of days, it's not always possible to stay out of all of it, so we'll see. Tarnation, come down the rapids to see this. I seem to have stumbled upon a castle. What is this? Watchtower. Flying down by Monticello. It's about 1:30 and we are about 30 miles in. We're finally getting a little bit of a headwind here today. Traffic, traffic. Don't miss this. So I saw the sign for the campsite, but the water is so fast that it's impossible to get to it from the river. So, what to do? Might just get out here and see if it's even worth stopping at. I don't know. It looks like it was kind of just in a bog. I don't know if I can get up to it from here. Oh, day seems to not be over. There's no way I can get up there. I even walked up there like 150 feet. Probably walked up there like 100 yards and I couldn't even see any signs of a campsite or anything. Tried walking through the woods to find a trail. Couldn't find anything. I don't know if it's just hard when the water level's this high or if the campsites are just that bad, but I don't really know what the plan B is. Alright, so I did find a campsite. It is, I'm going to call it the worst one that I've seen, and that includes ones that I've just stopped at, seen, and not slept at. So let's take a look. So first of all, the landing says it's over there. And then you have to walk through all this thicket. And then you're like, oh, a picnic table. Okay, it can't be that bad. Well, picnic table is located right next to the fire pit, which is full of, I'm not really sure what that stuff is. Some type of burnt plastic matter. Then you got your Milwaukee Best ice and some other type of, I don't know, animal matter. And the bugs are sure loving this can, so I don't know what was in there. And then to top it all off, this is your tent pad right here. Nice. So I don't know, I'm gonna have a little snack because I'm pretty tired. I've already went 40 miles or so. And we'll see. I might just go like another 10 miles and have my brother pick me up because I wasn't gonna go very far tomorrow anyway. We shall see. Need some thinking because this is really a campsite. And it makes me worried for the future too, because in the future there's not going to be designated campsites. So I'm going to have to get pretty good at, you know, making less than ideal situations work. We'll see. All right, fellas and fellettes, all subscribers of any kind. I'm going to go about another 10 miles and I'm going to get a shower in today because my brother is going to pick me up about 10 miles downriver. Kind of wanted to stay out tonight, but I was like, there's no point in staying at this crappy campsite if I'm only going to go another 15 miles tomorrow and it's only, you know, 4 o'clock, so I don't really want to hang out here. And yeah, I guess that's what's going to happen. All right, 10 more miles. Let's do it. So that means that now we have to maneuver out of this mess. Not even fair. Boy, I have nothing if not slick with it. So this is why we missed the first campsite, because that current just pulls you right out. All right, 10 more miles. Let's go. This place looks fun. What's going on here? Some type of event center. Interesting. Some weird wave action out here. Well, this looks to be our stopping point for the day. I'm going to be about an hour early. And yeah, up ahead it looks like we see a dam, and to the right we see a water tower with the words Brooklyn Park and what appears to be a Wi-Fi signal, which must be their suburbs logo. I believe that this is technically supposed to be the last portage, but with high waters, the first couple of locks are going to be portages too. Over there, I guess we made it to the Gulf early. That I stopped at. Terrible.
You had animal parts there?
I don't know what it... Some parts of it was definitely animal parts. Parts of it was like some weird plastic stuff. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if people were like doing drugs at that campsite and stuff.
Man, did it look like a good spot to do drugs?
It looked like a good spot to get away from people, but it looked pretty nasty.
Okay, so
I wouldn't do much of anything there.
you wouldn't even camp there.
I wouldn't even do drugs there.
All right. Well, it is June 27th.
I don't know the date.
I think it's the 27th. Ryan has made it to the Coon Rapids Dam, and I'm here to pick him up.
Alright, well, I've made it to the cities, and I guess I'm just going to take advantage of what I have here, and for the first time in 16 days, I'm going to do some cleaning. Believe it or not, my clothes actually do kind of stink, especially considering we've had some super soakers. They haven't really been able to dry out fully, and I've also been pretty sweaty, so this will be much appreciated. Pretty much everything is at least a little bit dirty and damp, so I'm trying to dry and clean everything out before I get back on the water in hopefully a couple of days. He's a slug. I don't know how long he's been in there. Probably for a while. It is about 4 p.m. on my first 0 day, and I'm getting pretty anxious and frustrated because I'm seeing some videos of this flooding and it looks pretty bad, and there's just supposed to be more rain in the forecast, and I don't know how long it's going to take me to get back on the river. I already thought that I would be pushing it because I have to be back at the very latest by August 20th, which gives me about 70 days. Ideally, I would be about 65. Now, if I stay here, and I thought that was going to be close, if I stay here for, 5 days, that makes getting all the way to the Gulf a lot harder. So I guess just keep doing what I can, but waiting is not very fun. It is my second 0 day today, and I just saw a report from people further down the river, about 600 miles down, where it's not even supposed to be that bad, that they're getting pretty spooked out on the river. There's a lot of debris, and it's moving fast. Lots of big trees coming down, submerged obstructions that they're hitting, and looking at the flood forecast. So here's what I'm looking at. So this is where it's at right now in St. Paul. It is way past major flood stage. Major flood stage is 17 feet, and it's at 20. It's actually going to be a couple feet off from the record, I think. It's still not crested yet. It's still going up, and it's not even going to be out of major flood stage. It doesn't really enter moderate until Wednesday, which would be 7 days off the river. Well, it is my 6th 0 day. I'm just sitting here in Minneapolis.
I don't have a car or anything, and I'm just waiting on the river to go down. It's just brutal. Getting quite stressful, and I'm having a lot of doubts. It's just, I don't know what I can do but wait. You know, you talk about risk management in these situations, like when you're on the river, but I'm off the river now, and it's like, I want to go, but I just know that it's gushing. I've seen it, and it wouldn't be a very smart decision, but I also don't want to sit around for the whole summer and just letting this thing slip through my fingers. Well, folks, it is day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think it's my 11th day 0. Is that true? Yikes. Okay. 11th day 0. Good news is the water is finally going down, and I think tomorrow's the big day. I'm getting back on the river, and I am excited. I'm anxious because, you know, you get away from the river and all of those things that you were worried about before your trip start to come back. Like the locks, trying to navigate around barges and tows, all of these things. Weather, big waves, especially coming out of the locks. I've heard there's a lot of chaos. I've seen some videos there. The waves can get pretty gnarly. So all of these things have kind of been sitting with me, but also I am so excited to be back on the river, and this time off has really made me realize like what I enjoyed on the river there. And hopefully this is my last prolonged stop, and we're gonna spend a long time on the water in the coming days, so pretty much all day on the water, and that's how it's gonna be. And I am going to learn to love it, and I think for the most part I will love it. It's time to get repacked. Clothes, assorted crap, junk, books. I've actually been doing some reading here. Dry bags that were wet, water containers, portage wheels,